Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We hope everyone is doing well, and we encourage you to please visit our website at houstonhispanicchamber.com for information about upcoming events and opportunities for your business, your non-for-profit, your corporations, and ways to partner with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Today, our guest is President of the Houston Mortgage Bankers Association, and he is Spiro Petritsis. Welcome, Spiro. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Glad to be here today.
Well, thank you so much. And this is an interesting time. I know that the Federal Reserve has been having a lot of conversations about interest rates and what's going to happen. But I also know that in Houston, some people aren't waiting for that. They're taking full advantage of whatever opportunities are available. And we talk a lot with bankers, with realtors, with brokers, etc. So from your vantage point, talk to us about first-time homeowners and what opportunities may present themselves.
You know, that's a great question. I'll tell you why, because I got three young daughters. One is in the workforce, just entered in the workforce, and two are in college. So we're having similar conversations. And reality is there's a lot of first-time home buyers that are coming in the market every day. And the million-dollar question is, do I buy or I rent? So the example that I give to my daughters, and we'll give it to all first-time home buyers, is don't be afraid of the rates. The rates are, it is what it is. The rates have been a lot higher than what they are today, but we have to also, understand that rates are kind of high today. Rates will remain high this year. I mean, there's no, negotiations on that. But if you look at, the privileges between buying or renting, when you purchase and you have that dream of home ownership, you purchase a house, you build wealth, you build equity. If you wait for a year or two, and let's assume that you're renting, when you rent, you don't see that money back. And plus, when you rent that same, or you try to buy that property a year later than today, guess what? That price has gone up. Houston has to, it's a relocation sweet spot. So prices do go up no matter what, the rate environment is doing. So it's always a good time for first-time home buyers to entertain home ownership. And not only that, there's a lot of products out there for first-time home buyers, a lot of grant money that banks are putting out there that first-time home buyers can take advantage. So I think it's a perfect time for home buyers to dive into the market.
So let's talk about that. And I know that there are people who say, well, you know what? I'm going to lock in the price, as you mentioned, because it's only going to increase. I can't do anything about the rate other than make sure that the person's credit score, for example, right? That they're preparing themselves to get the best rate they can, but there's always refinancing. So how soon after someone, let's say today, they close their home and they lock in their rate, how soon can they go and try to refinance? And what makes sense? What's appropriate for refinancing?
So there's a saying in the mortgage industry that you marry the property and you date the rate. So
you marry the property and you date the rate. Very
correct.
good. Okay. So what's the timeline on the dating part? Let's say again, you locked it in today.
The dating part, I would say there's no time frame. So number one, let's talk about rate. So the average first-time home buyer, let's say that the purchase price is anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000. The higher the higher the loan amount, when rates drop a quarter or 0.5%, it makes sense. But if the loan amount is not that high, sometimes you have to wait for that rate to drop about 1%, right? So what I would recommend is when you do the math, obviously there's going to be closing costs. So closing costs on a $200,000-$300,000 loan is going to be about $5,000. So you have to kind of look at how much money you're saving with that rate reduction and how much money is it costing you to do that refinance. So I would say, if today's average rate is about 6.5 for a first-time home buyer, when they see the rate going to 5.5 or high fives, it might be a good time to refinance. The other piece is you have mortgage insurance or you don't. So is it time that you can get around that mortgage insurance with a refinance, especially on an FHA loan? That's another line item to look at, of how to reduce your monthly payment. So the answer is, the timing, it all depends on, the rate environment and the consumer's situation with their specific mortgage.
Understood. And this is where you come in, and all of the many individuals who are experts and our friends over at Prosperity Bank who work with you and with so many other individuals that are in this home environment. So tell us a little bit about Prosperity's environment as it relates to mortgages in Houston.
So Prosperity, as you all know, we're a community, a regional bank. We've been in Houston for many years. Some feedback around, Prosperity. Prosperity really grew through acquisition. It started out in the rural markets of, Texas, and then through acquisition, they became, a larger and larger. The one thing that I absolutely love, with Prosperity is the products that we offer. What I'm trying to say with that, obviously you have the conventional first-time home buyers, your cookie cutter loans, your black and white loans, right? Within Prosperity, we also offer a lot of products that a lot of our competitors don't. For instance, construction to perm loans, lot loans. So there's a lot of loans that we offer that the competition doesn't. So it kind of separates us in the marketplace. And the other piece is we're very, very personable as a bank. And you know who to talk to, and we make decisions at a local level. So that's the beauty about Prosperity.
Yeah, so much to talk about as it relates to homes. And one of the things that seems to be perking up, and you mentioned it earlier, is especially for younger generations, this idea that's floating that it's okay to rent, that buying is not for everyone. Talk about
Right?
that, because we do have a lot of people who might be watching this who are perhaps torn because they think they cannot afford a home in Houston anymore.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna kind of go back as a president, of Houston Mortgage Bankers Association. We have a lot of economists that come in and they do presentations, and a lot of times realtors will ask that same question.
Yes.
And let me tell you what reality is. I mean, I understand home prices have gone up. I also understand, though, that our kids, that generation, they come out of college and a lot of them make six figures. Okay. Let's put ourselves back in that day. I was in my mid 30s till I started making six figures, right? So I compare my generation at that point with my daughter's generation, right? So virtually no debt. They live at home. They have a good degree, a good job. So, but for whatever reason is, the industry is saying, well, you need 20% down. We know that that's not the reality. You can go in with as little as no money down on specific loans, right? So that should not be, a stopper when you're in the home buying experience. Now, if you feel like you need to hit a pause, that, I need to rent because I need to repair my credit, or I need to rent because I'm not at the income that I need to be. I understand all that. So there's no right or wrong. It's just the amount of time that you're spending in renting versus buying. So the quicker that you get out of that rent space into the home buyer space, more beneficial for that individual.
Very well. Well, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to share with the audience?
What I would like to share is, that this conversation here, it's locally in Houston, it's in Texas. And the one thing I'm going to tell you is that we are blessed that we live in a state that it's a relocation sweet spot. Home prices are still affordable, and a lot of people are trying to relocate to Texas for job growth, and obviously, for the cost of living. So we are blessed to be here, and you know what? Don't ever discount that, because that's half of the battle for other states that we already have it here baked into what we do every day.
Well, thank you so much, Spiro, for all that you do, and to our friends over at Prosperity Bank. Thank you so much for serving as a corporate partner. We'll see you very soon, and we hope you visit our website for upcoming events, sponsorship opportunities, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.